If you insist on insisting your religious opinions, even though they're offensive. If you can't take a hint, then I don't believe your shit, your prophecies and your myths. In your home, that's cool. Just keep it out of our schools. Don't bother me, I want you. Don't hate people for being different. If you can't follow these steps, then here's what I suggest. Keep it to yourself. You insist that we listen, but your shit ain't making sense. It's hard to pay attention. You look to God when you're in trouble. Your situation worsens. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm the type of guy that needs proof. If you don't value the truth, you're destined to get duped. The opposite of skeptical is gullible. Believe in the impossible. Your prophecy's improbable. Knowledge is truly power. I'm not accepting assertions on heaven, no bringing virgins. You can save it for the clergy. Your arguments, yeah, I've heard them. Thou shalt not kill, but your boss commands murder. Yeah. And you
Thou shalt not kill, but your boss, your God, commands murder.
Your priorities are way off. Indulgence in exchange for a payoff. If you insist on insisting your religious opinions, even though they're offensive.
You yourself.
If you can't take a hint, then I don't believe your shit, your prophecies and your myths. In your home, that's cool. Just keep it out of our schools. Don't bother me, I want you. Don't hate people for being different. If you can't follow these steps, then here's what I suggest. Keep it to yourself. It's science I trust. Use the brain inside your head.
Keep it to yourself. I need to know. I don't want to believe. What's up for her? If your dog cannot pay all your bills, keep it to yourself. It's a great day.
Compartmentalize your intelligence. Scriptures are irrelevant. They lack the crucial evidence. You would have to be insane. Religion creates wars and turns men into slaves. But I guess that's your intention. A lack of comprehension. You Christians will never listen. And I don't hate believers for what it's worth. Just say that hate speech for your fucking church. If you insist on insisting
You go there.
opinions, even though they're offensive. If you can't take a hint,
Let's
then
go.
I don't believe your shit, your prophecies and your myths. In your home, that's cool. Just keep it out of our schools. Don't bother me.
In your own home, there is poverty, insecurity, and all that, and yet you're claiming there is God. Keep it to yourself. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without feint, where we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth. And personally, I encourage you to enjoy your life. There is one thing to live your life, it's another thing to enjoy your life. So no matter what, follow facts. The knowledge of factual truth will help you to enjoy your life. Don't let anything weigh you down anymore, but who are the people who are truly woke, who will understand that? Because majority of people who claim to be awakened or woke are not. They are dead asleep. But they want us to count them in or to carry them along. No, you become dead weights to us. We need to keep going forward. We don't need anything or anyone to be drawing us back. Some will tell you, no, don't worry, take it easier. If you truly awakened or woke, you won't tell me take it. It's because we are running. You join the keep running. It doesn't matter when you wake up. Just join the queue. Keep running. I say, no, I can't run. You guys give me, I want to lose some weight before I start running. Then go and lose those weight first. Then come join. If you think you cannot carry your weight, don't add to our own weight. And some of them get upset when you don't respond to them, especially financially. They run away. But you know what? I'm a seed sower. I'm a knower. I'm not a believer. And I'm not doing it for your likes or for your followership. I'm doing it for us so that we can join together because majority is strength. So that together we can fight against our oppressors and recover our heritage. Our slavery condition is not permanent, including your own condition, that condition you are in. Don't let any pastor or any spiritualist or anyone who claim to be having some strange powers deceive you again. You alone can determine to change that condition. That's why when you go to them, they none of them can tell you the main reason why you come to them. They will ask you questions. What carry you to? What bring you here? Why are you here? Unless they have somebody, an informant that know you ahead of time and give them some information about you. But if not, that's one of the ways you can actually test them. Anyone that say they have power to see the future, they have the power to see whatever you are going through and the solution to your problem. Ask them, okay, tell me my problem. Anyone that say they can interpret your dreams, don't tell them your dreams. Tell them to tell you your dreams and interpret them. If they cannot tell you your dreams and interpret them, they are not what they are. They are impostors, which is what all the ministers of God are. Anyone that say they're serving gods or gods of the land, they are impostors. If there is God or gods of the land, that God and those gods of the land supposed to be communicating with everybody in the land. How can you tell me God created me and you, but God chose you to be my head and to be telling me His will? God is using you to talk to me, but He did not use you to create me. Wake up now, my people. This thing is simple, and that's why we try to use simple things or simplest things to bring it forth. Some of you may not understand it. Don't worry about it. Just remain in your level, in your lane. If you cannot understand something, don't kill yourself about it and don't attack that thing. So then to know, that's why you see me going to all this African traditional stuff to gain more knowledge about them. And the knowledge I've gained from them, I share it freely. The problem we are having in this world is people not sharing knowledge freely. See them, oh, I want to make followers, oh, I make more money. If your leader or your teacher is living better than you, that person is your slave master. That person is your master. You are not in the same boat with that person. That's why they are living better than you, buying private jet when you cannot even buy a new car, flying all over the world when you cannot even go across your own country. So think for yourself, especially those of you that are jumping crossover. You want to cross over to 2025. Listen, some of you listening to me will not see 2025, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not. Many people you see preaching God now, today, or since January to today, many of them will not enter 2025. But remember, those things are man-made. You are beyond whatever calendar they have. My life is not based on any calendar. Oh, New Year, New that. It's people that made up all those things. In nature, there is no New Year. In nature continuously existing, living. But some people were, how did nature come into existence? But they easily believe God created us. God made everything. Well, in the beginning, God created. Okay, you tell them, no, nature is not created. You are the example. You weren't created, you were born. If you are created, you won't have parents. Creatures don't have parents. It's living beings that have parents. That's why Adam and Eve in the Bible had no parents. And God did not claim He's their parents. He's their creator. So God created them. They have no breath. He breathed in them because creatures don't have breath in them. But you see, you have breath. You know why? Not that you have it as your own. It's air. The air flowing in through is air. There is no place air have a place in your life. No. You are in the air is in you. It's that simple. The thing that will solve your problem mostly is common sense. Use your brain. Don't quote any book. Don't quote any person. Just use your brain. Focus on yourself. Put you first. Don't put God first. Don't put your parents first. Don't put anybody else first. You first. Remember, you are slave to your parents because in the system they born you in. That's how they were trained, and they also train you. So they name you. Africans in the antiquity don't name their children because they don't own the children. They see themselves coming back, coming back, coming back, remaining here. So when a child is born, some people will wait until the child grow up to tell them who he is, or they will consult people they believe have such ability. They will tell them who the person is, and when the person grow up, it will confirm whether it's true or not. So when I ask you what is your name, you don't, most of you don't tell me your name. You tell me the name your parents gave to you. My parents gave me Shadrach. My parents gave me Afamefuna. But my real name, who I am, is Ebubedike. It's not a title. It's not a chieftaincy title. It was not given to me by anybody. That's who I am, Ebubedike. See? Okay. So today I'm sharing with us what I titled The Promised Land. The Promised Land. The Promised Land. Um, I want to share this because anytime I see our people being serious talking about our freedom, if it's black people talking about freedom from white supremacy or Igbo people talking about freedom from Nigerian government, you will see majority of our people, because they are too spiritual and too religious, they'll be talking about promised land. This person will lead them to promised land. So they're always waiting for Moses to come. Moses led the people of Israel in the Bible to promised land. It never happened. Moses never existed. The people of Israel in the Bible never existed. The Israel you see today was established in 1948 by the Americans. That's why America is the God of Israel. Without America, Israel will collapse. But you'll be making mad. Say, no, Israel is powerful. Go to our villages. People believe this. Educated people, they believe this nonsense. Israel is they are small, but they are mighty. No, they have America behind them. If America withdraw from America, will not do, because that is their establishment in the first place. You know, there's this in a science group today. So somebody was like, okay, what are you saying? How can somebody put New Jerusalem in the Bible, you know, if they just want to use the Bible to control people? See, you don't understand how people use things. People can write stories to control, to make people abandon their identity, to abandon their nature. Book, is it not book that make Africans behaving the way we are behaving today? We are no longer behaving ourselves. We are behaving according to whatever, however they train us in schools, religious places. But white people, all these things represent white people. Every institution in our land represents white supremacy, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. I'm not asking you to believe it, but look at yourself, look at your land. Tell me who is in charge. Tell me the names of your people. Tell me the languages they speak. Okay, the promised land. I want you to know this: the promised land for the slave master or the slave masters, it is Africa. You see, Wahab, he said our African network very poor. African network. But do you know that African is the father of the internet? The person that invented the internet that allow us to. In fact, without internet today, your life will be miserable unless you are not used to internet already. But once you're used to internet, you don't have internet, you go crazy. You want to have it because most devices in your house or most apparatus need internet to interact, to work. I can't watch YouTube on my television without the internet. Even I cannot communicate with my microwave without the internet. Many things, like I just bought this Apple headset, right? If I put it, every Apple product in this room is on for it. So internet is very, we invented internet, but we are poor. Just like the same way we are feeding the whole world, but we are hungry. And our people will seem to blame our people in government. Yeah, blame them, but know that they are not themselves. They are not Africans. I said that before. We don't have real African leaders. All the African leaders today are stooges or puppets to the West. Some to Russia, some to America, some to England. The current one now, some to China. Our people. See our people. If you see how they talk about Dubai, few years ago, Dubai was not even 1% like Nigeria. But today, see, Dubai, the world going there, everything they want to do go, they have best things. They use their resources. How many years now I've been telling us we don't need any help from outside to rebuild our land. All we need to rebuild our land is in our land. But those people that are in power are puppets to our oppressors. So our oppressors will never watch them do that. So we don't need educated people at all in Africa to rebuild Africa. We don't need them. And that's why I want us intelligent people to wake up, be in majority, take places of power, and begin to affect changes, great changes that we need in Africa. Enough is enough. If in Dubai they are living like, remember, it's our land though. If you don't know that. Both Middle East, that's part of the thing I want to share with us today. The people that occupy our land after they drove us away, they are enjoying that places better. Saudi Arabia, all of them, all the Middle East, South Africa, where you see white people occupy or the Arabs occupy, they are our lands. And that is actually the main promised land in the Bible, the land flowing with milk and honey. That's for the slave masters. For the slave masters, the promised land they have is Africa. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 7. They show Africa no mercy. Until tomorrow, they will keep showing Africa no mercy until Africans wake up, learn their evil ways, then show them no mercy also to recover their heritage. I say that. For the slaves, it is foreign lands. We are slaves. No matter how educated we are, we remain slaves in this system we are in, the present system, the white supremacy system. That is the system we are in. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming your brother. Stop blaming your sister. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your children. Know where our problem is coming from. Until you go to the root of that problem, you cannot solve it. Blow grammar all you want, protest all you want, educate yourself all you want. You remain slave in there. But when we free ourselves, you have your money, I have my money, we enjoy our lives, doing our own thing, building our own weapons, rebuilding our land as we ought to. Okay. So, for the slaves, those who are under the oppressor, it is foreign lands. Wherever the oppressor or the slave master comes from, the slave master will say, "Don't worry, I will take you from this land and take you to my land is better. The reason why I defeated you and do that because my place is better." But if your place is better than my place, then why are you coming to my place in the first place? If you invade my land, that means I have something you don't have. And you invaded me because you are wicked. You don't want to pay to get it. You want to take it by force. That's why they tell you their kingdom, they said, is the kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. Evil people are violent people. They are the invaders. They are people that invaded Africa, enslaved Africans. Here we are today. Let me show you an example of it in 2 Kings chapter 18. So welcome to the Bible study. 2 Kings chapter 18, 31 and 32, he said, "Thus says the king, do not let Hezekiah deceive you." Now, this is from the king of Assyria. Like when you read from verse 29, that's actually where I began to read. I just wanted you to know I'm talking about the king of Assyria. So verse 31, I first mentioned, I said, "Do not listen to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria." So Hezekiah was the king of Judah, right? After Israel split, or God split Israel. Because God is a divider. God brings division. Everywhere you see God is division. That's why people that worship God, they tread carefully, because if you made any mistake, he said, if you keep 9% of his commandments and fail in one, you have failed all. For you to see how cruel. God is an austere man. God is evil man. God is a wicked man. The wicked man that invaded Africa, enslaved Africa, and we are still suffering till date for it. Do not listen to Zechariah, for thus says the king of Assyria, make peace with me. You see why Africans are always peacemakers. They tell them in Beatitude, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called what? The sons of God. You see why Africans claiming to be spiritual, to be, what they are not. We are nature, we are not spiritual. There's nothing spiritual about Africa. That people decided to enthrone their superstition as reality does not mean all of them are like that. And that people in power, in place of authority, agree with our oppressors to enthrone that superstition over science does not mean we are no longer who we are. You see Africans claiming that spirituality is their root. Spirituality is their root. Why they never claim science as their root? This is why. He said, make peace with me by a present, and come out to me, and every one of you eat from his own vine, and everyone from his own fig tree, and every one of you drink the waters of his own system, until I come, until Jesus come. When they tell you the Lord is coming, listen, Africans, remember during the slave trade, that's exactly the message they were telling the slaves in the dungeon in Ghana and the other places in Africa. The dungeon they dug, African had no dungeon before they came. African had no prison yard before they came. They are the one that built the prison, built the dungeon in Africa where they were holding slaves until Jesus, the good sheep called Jesus of Lumberg, comes to take them away. He said, until I come. Remember, the thief comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. And the same thief is the shepherd that say he has come to give you life and give it to you abundantly. Hear it. Until I come and take you away to a land like your own land. It is not your land, but it's like your own land. After they took that land from you, they use you, enslave you to, force you to build things for them. Then they come, they said, that land is like your land. I will take you away from this one. You where you are now, you run away from us, then establish here, and you are doing great here, but we're gonna take you away from there. We'll take you a place you will. Let me not say that before I get there. Say, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards. When you hear new wine, you understand like the new world order, how they began to build America. A land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive groves and honey, that you may live and not die. But do not listen to Hezekiah, lest he persuade you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. You can also read these, I think, in Isaiah chapter 36, 10 to 17. Have this in your head as I proceed. This is actually what happened to us. They took us from our land, our mainland, to a land that is like our land. They promise you good life there, but when you enter that ship called Jesus and sail to that land, you become slave. In fact, inside that ship, Jesus, they chain you down because they noticed that majority of our people was jumping into the water instead of going to be slaves there. The promised land. I will take you away from your own land to another land. That's how Africans begin to know what is called faith and beliefs. Foreign faith and beliefs begin to creep in, begin to call Africans, begin to accept it. Say, oh, it will be better. Don't worry. It will be well with you. Instead of you suffering, God, there is a God that already given his son. Just come. Come and worship with us. You see, come. You become their slave. Foreign faith and beliefs. Spirituality and religion, they are foreign faith and beliefs in Africa or to Africans. Many of you Africans will say, no, you don't know what you're saying because you were trained to believe that nonsense as your culture and as your tradition. Imagine you wearing masquerade as your culture as African. You are stupid. Wearing masquerade under the heat of the sun, you are wearing those costumes and you say it's your custom. You say, why are you claiming entertainment as your root? But enlightenment is not. It's foreign to you. Enlightenment comes from God. Oh, he must be choosing to. That's nonsense. But when it comes to entertainment, yeah. Look at them. This Christmas period. See, look at what they are doing. Where our people are showing they have ability to create things is in masquerade. Different type of masquerade. They make it. But they don't know that thing started from their illusion. Something somebody had in a dream, he said, can bring it to pass. I saw the one that looked like a hawk. Because we are naturally builders. And when you lack knowledge, you will think your dream or your vision is the truth. And you will do everything to make it come into reality. Then if you see it cannot come, you may let it be there. Believe it. You don't need to understand everything. Don't worry. It's true. And some of you say, because your ancestors did that, you will not change it. You will not do it. It becomes an abomination. Yes. If you continue doing what your ancestors did, instead of you improving on them, it becomes evil to you. It is a taboo. It means you don't have your own brain. Your ancestors who invented those things, who established those things, they don't have two brains. And you are those ancestors. You're supposed to continue from where they stopped. Improve on what they have established. Not letting that thing hold you down. You cannot improve. My ancestors said, we should put on this masquerade. The time you're supposed to use to think, you're using it to make masquerade. What is the benefit of it's our identity, it's our culture. Don't you see China, the Chinese people, they have their own culture. But they're among the world powers. Why are you not among world powers? You have cultures and traditions as they have. Then why don't you have weapons as they have? Why are you not inventing things as they do? Why are you not building things as they're doing? Why are you not? You are even selling your red sand to them now. They are taking in they call it even gold, but they call it ajoba, red sand, Well, it's only we used to use it to build house. Even we don't use it to build house anymore. Now, to build a house in Africa is so expensive, an abomination. Something that never happened before. No matter how in Africa in the antiquity, we don't have poor people, we don't have rich people. Everybody was living fine. It is these evil people that introduce slave master relationship to us, the rich and the poor. It's not in Africa before. King and the slaves. No, it is not African thing. The majority of you say it's African thing because you are more educated than me. You begin to quote nonsense and begin to tell me, challenge me. But after all said and done, you are suffering. After all said and done, how many of you can walk freely in your village? After all said and done, how many of you can eat freely in your village? After all said and done, many of you don't even greet people anymore, shake hands as we used to before. Stolen from the land flowing with milk and honey to the land of slavery. That's what they did to us. They took our free land, turned it into slavery land, and take us from wherever we are. Say, come here. Come to the land, your own flow with milk and honey. But this one flow with milk and bread and bullshit, which you don't need. You have many natural things in your own land that you don't need to go to anyone that's telling you about. The notion of promised land is from the enslavers, the land thieves, the land grabbers, just like the promises of God for their slaves. When they come and steal, kill, and destroy you, they give you the promises of God. They tell you there is a God, but this God is almighty. Don't worry, this God will come and save you. Although we are enslaving you, but there is God. He's also our master. Okay, but you know the way you need to be nice to us, so that later that God will also reward you. Serve us as you are serving that God, and you say it's a nice thing. Anyone that tell you that Africans were practicing slavery before white people came, then ask that person why Africans did not enslave white people. If slavery, it was called slave trade, right? So why Africans weren't also trading white people, or white people also? White people enslaved their people first before they came to Africa. They tell you they were eating their people. Now you say, no, it's Africans that were eating their people. They were killing twins. They were killing. White people are holy. That's why God is white. And you can't make heaven without white clothes. Stupid people. Our people continue hoping for a promised land whenever we speak about our freedom. Do you see what is happening among the Igbos? You talk about the promised land. They believe, oh, God will give them Biafra. Educated people, they have traveled all over the world. They still believe, you know, Stanley can catch in a Biafra. Stanley can Chico Kabiama. I am a Biafra. Just continue, bro. Just keep sharing. I will read it later. Let me finish this. Okay. My people, there is no land promised to anyone or for anyone. Promised land is a lie. It's a word that slave master created for his own slaves. After they took your land as promised, their God promised them that land. You see, even Africans today supporting the people of Israel. In that place, they are fighting with Palestinians. Both Palestinians and the Israelis, that land doesn't belong to them. It belongs to us. That is the real promised land. They are killing themselves. You see what happened in South Africa also, where they claim to be their promised land. You telling black people to leave white people land, but white people are occupying black people's land. You don't tell them to leave black people's land. God's hatred is one of his holy attributes. Of course, wicked God. I agree with that one. It is a spiritual and religious mindset that we keep, or that will never help us to free ourselves. Anytime you think there is God, whatever you are doing, that thing will begin to suffer failure. You will never succeed in that thing unless you are out to kill people. You are out to oppress people. You use weapon. That's why if there is God, they will use weapon to defeat Africa. Why did they come with cannon, shooting Africans that don't have weapon of mass destruction? But they have weapon of mass destruction called cannon in those days, just as they have nuclear weapon today. Why do you think that African leaders still bowing? It's because we don't have weapons. They do. The weapons we are using is the fairly used one they sell to us. They don't take money from us, so they take our natural resources. Then we go and borrow money from them again. Oh, man. These people are evil, and our people don't want to consider that because they have spiritual and religious mindset. You can never be spiritual and free yourself. You can never be religious and free yourself. It doesn't matter who you are. That's why you see professors who have traveled all over the world still believe that a snake spoke to a woman, and that we are suffering today because a woman listening to a serpent. Imagine, oh. That's at my place of work. Anytime they call me devil, I say, yeah, you're supposed to thank devil, because if not for devil, we'll be running naked. Women's breasts will be flying, and the man's penis will be, you know, that's our penis now. You won't even run long with your penis. Sometimes when I'm like, I don't have clothes, I want to do jumping jack. Man, it hurts. Papa, oh no, it hurts. I said, you blaming the devil that opened your eyes to see you are naked to cover yourself, and you did not kill to cover yourself, but God had to kill to cover you. I think when Adam and Eve found they were naked, okay, they take leaves and cover themselves. They did not kill anybody. They did not kill any tree. But to God, to cover them, God will have to kill animal. God is a blood sucker from Genesis to Revelation. And when you know this truth, you will have revolution. If you keep believing the lies, you will never have revolution. You never change. That's why you see people changing, people that change their mindset, changing in the family. Somebody that used to be pastor, somebody that used to be so dedicated to the things of God, telling you now there is no God. You know this person used to pray, actually pray for the sick in the name of Jesus, and they get healed, but he's telling you now, no, it's not true, because actually nobody got healed in the name of Jesus. They claim it by faith. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. Claim it. It will happen. Jesus said in Mark chapter 11, 22 to 24, he said, have faith in God. Because if you have that faith, he said, you can say to this mountain, be that removed. It will happen. He said, for whatever you want, if you pray and have no doubt in your heart, he did not say go and walk, it will happen. No, he said, if you pray, believe you have received them, he said, you will receive them. There is no one preaching God or Jesus today that is living by faith. They are living double life. They lie to you, it is God making them rich, while they are doing a lot of dubious things, a lot of lies to achieve whatever they have. Freedom is not given, my people. God cannot give you freedom. God cannot give you any land. You must rise up. Freedom is taken by force. Tell you the kingdom of God. We don't have kingdom. That the one that came and created kingdom. Say suffering violence, divided people, turn people against each other. And now you say, so hey, divide and take it by force. You see what is happening? You know, before some people believe it is God that made people decide who will be the king. Oh, the gods, that one that will choose who is the king. It's a lie now. You see, politics are showing you it's not true. And you see, some people already started taking the kingship by force. Because it's anti-nature, it's not natural thing. Why should you have a king? Why should you be a sheep in need of a shepherd? Why should you be that? I don't care about your spirituality or religion, but it becomes an issue, my business, when you begin to claim that it makes you better than others, or that your God is for everyone, or your God must be my God. You're stupid. It becomes an issue to me. That if you are around me, don't mention God. We are cool. We'll be doing everything, anything you want, fucking or doing or drinking and all that. But immediately you mention God, that's it. You are the one that must leave me and leave that place. You are, because I will not stop talking about it. Because God is corrupt. God is like the dead fly in the ointment in your perfume. Anywhere God is introduced, corruption is introduced. Division, killing, stealing, destruction. That's what God brings everywhere. Keep your position, your spirituality or religion to yourself. Spirituality is rooted in superstition. Religion is rooted in spirituality. That's why African spirituality is the mother of religions. But that spirituality is rooted in what? Superstition. Africans weren't using it to control themselves or others. When they were practicing spirituality, that's you. You saw something, okay, that's you that saw it, okay, good and fine for you. But don't bring it to me. Don't impose it on me. Then religion come, no, they say, no. Yeah, you guys, you believe there is higher power, right? Yeah, I know, we know him. His name is Allah. His name is Jehovah. His name is Yahweh. Okay, yeah, he's in heaven. He's not in this tree you people talking about in stone or that. No, he's in heaven, heaven, heaven. And when you want to talk to that God, close your eyes and close your hands. You know, you have closed your life. You close your eyes, you cannot see. You close your hands, you cannot walk. That's why prayer is useless and a waste of time. And they tell you that God is love to show you that love is evil. Wherever love is, evil is there. People commit all manner of evil in the name of love. That's why even for a man to have sex with a woman today, he says, I love you, the woman will boom, the man will run away. Somebody agree with me. How can you say love is evil? Are you telling me the love I have for my child is evil? I say, see. You naturally take care of your child. It's natural. You see it in the bed, other animals. It's natural thing. It's caring we have. We don't have love. You're not supposed to be a loving person. You're supposed to be a caring person. That's why you cannot have love alone. They will tell you, love is known by action. No. Love is a fake feeling. It's fake feeling. I love you. Oh, that person do what you don't like. It goes down. But in nature, no. Nobody will disappoint you in nature if they're natural, unless you try to force them to be what they are not. In nature, that's why you see somebody suffering. Immediately you reach out your hand, the person will, no matter what you are, whether you are gay or not, whether you are black or not, the person will want that help because it's natural thing to do. Even animals. You see animals that is suffering, you stretch your hand, the animal will be quiet because he needs to be relieved from that. He's not waiting for any, there's a spirit being that will intervene, do this. No. Come on, my people, let us wake up, please, now, and deliver ourselves from all this bondage that spirituality and religion has put us in, this thing tie around our neck. We don't want us to go. Keep your position to yourself. Stop lying for your God. If your God is real, let your God speak to somebody directly. Let your God do that thing. If any God send you to do something, it means that God is powerless. That God cannot do that thing. That's why that God is using you or sending you. And anything or anyone that is using you is beneath you. If you are not better than them, or if you are not greater than them, they won't trust you to do anything for them. They know you can do it. Okay, do it. And sometimes they praise you to make you do it. After you finish doing it, achieve it, they put you back where you are. And people will be praising them, not you that achieved. Is it not what they did to blacks in America? The slaves were inventing things, and the slave masters were, sometimes they will kill some of them and take it, or tell them, shut up, okay, and take the credit. That's why the wise one said that the only thing white people invented in this world is credit. That's it. Black people build all things, white people take credit. The internet now, we know Philip Emeagwali is the father of internet. Already they have started putting white people, they are telling you that somebody, for example, that's what they do. You see, educated Africans dancing around Shakespeare. They don't know Shakespeare was a fictional character too. Those words they put, both the one they put as word of God in the Bible, they stole them. But you see, after you learn Shakespeare, you go to your people, begin intimidating them with grammar, with all that nonsense. You're educated. So that everybody should run away when they see you about. It's idiot. Stop lying for your God and faith, because they have not real power. They are not real. But useless to you. If your God is real, you won't even be telling anybody about your God. People will see how your God is, working with you. He said how God anointed Jesus Christ of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and with power, that he went about doing good. The only place Jesus was preaching was in the synagogue to the people he was sent to. But outside there, it was works. Works. Let me see the miracles your God can perform. Not you doing what I can do or what other people can do, and you claiming it's in the name of your God. God is the one that gives me strength to make money. You are stupid. People are making, even animals are making money. You're telling me it's God that gives you strength now to make your own. That's the lie the preacher tell you, so that you will keep coming to you to, give God some percentage of the money you make. He's the one that gives you grace. So if you don't open the sky over your head, nothing will work. Because we come, devourer will come. If you pay tithe, God will rebuke the devourer. Who created that devourer? God is that devourer that they tell you if you pay tithe, God will rebuke. It's a lie. God is the devil that you are rebuking. That's why after all your prayers, all your things in the name of God, you are still suffering. Stop lying for your God and your faith. Let us see what you can do with them. Not using the things men invented and telling me it's in the name of God. No. If your God cannot take you from one point to another without you using a car or a bike or any means of transportation, keep it to yourself. If your God cannot single-handedly pay all your bills in this life without you working to make a living, keep it to yourself. If your God cannot give you a car he himself made, not you buying a car that man made or somebody giving you a car and you saying it is by your God's grace or your God gave you that. If you are a man and you say you believe in God and that your God cannot give you children without you having sex with anyone or impregnating any woman, keep that God to yourself. I don't need it. That God is useless to you. Stop marrying your God to our exploits, to our inventions, to our innovations, to things we can do. We have those natural abilities to do them. We can see the future. We can see the past. We can see the present also. We don't need any God. Please, my people, wake up. Whether you call it Holy Land, whether you call it Promised Land, it's a big lie. It does not exist. Nature is supreme. And that's why I urge you to wake up, trust God, and live naturally. If we can live naturally, white supremacy will go down. They don't want you to live naturally because they know that's your source, that's your strength. We are nature Africans. We are not human beings. We are nature beings. Human beings are mankind. They are mankind. That's why their beginning is in the Genesis. They tell you in the beginning, their own beginning, 6,000 years ago, their God created them. But natural people, we are born. We are born. We are not created. Please, let us let us take care of ourselves. Begin to seek for the knowledge of factual truth as a person so that you can live well. They have taught you to live by books or by persons and see how you are suffering. It is time we know ourselves, go back to ourselves, and begin to live ourselves without fear of any God or gods of the land, because we are above them all. Gordon.